looks like you can. Hey, thanks for the assists with all those. Appreciate it. What's up, Data? What's up, Construct? See, I knew that YouTube would fix it because I spent an hour before stream late last night working out a backup Discord chat option. So of course, by the time I got that, in place, they'd fixed it. But now we always have that. We always have that option. Daily encounter would be nigh impossible without a functioning chat. It just would feel wrong. Let's get rolling here. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Boom, boom. Nope. Hold on. So many backups. All right, let's see. Did that get it? That got it. Camera needed a little refresher. Cool, cool, cool. Everybody's doing well. It's been a week. It's been a week. By the way, appreciate you guys, because you probably didn't see me finally receive them on stream at any point. Appreciate the, I don't know, $2, $5. It's hard to keep track. Data. Thanks for your continuous support. Construct for the brick. I can see I'm very nearly done with these tiles. It's taking everything to ignore the tower project and focus on encounter, and we're going to be painting I'm going to paint this guy here after this. But today, most importantly, 226. Right hand side. So we need a right hand dose of inspiration. Let's do that. A 4 and a 6 makes a 46. Means feelings of euphoria. Okay. Feelings of euphoria. Let's see what we can come up with for that. Yeah. Within our gaming worlds, can't be real. I mean, it's only a feeling of euphoria, right? So that would make sense. Magical drugs. New status effects. It's been a while since we tried to do kind of a round of new status effects. That could be fun. Feelings, emotions, they can be attached to all sorts of things. Like magical drugs. Okay. Let's say we have a peddler. We have someone pushing a cart around. And on that cart, they're selling something. Happiness in a bottle. All right. Yep. Here we go. Let's see what we come up with. Okay. The traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled blank. The traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled blank. How about that feeling? What if you could bottle that feeling of like finally scratching that itch that you've been trying to scratch, like that feeling? So it's bottled, scratched itch. It's my favorite list already. Bottled speed, like an area of effect. I like that. Bottled nostalgia, yeah. I just like the bottled, scratched itch. You guys watch Arrested Development? I feel like a nostalgia potion. There's a I need to watch it again because it comes from like I think like whatever the third or fourth season, whenever the show got kind of experimental because they couldn't get the whole Arrested Development cast together. But the one of the best gags is because they're all sort of these loser characters, and when one of the members of the family who's on a destructive spree hanging out with all of these like kind of entourage like dude bro guys and has a bad summer, and so he roofies himself to forget, like he has like a bad weekend, and so he gives himself Rohypnol and he forgets not only what he did, but that he gave it to himself, and he ends up losing it in like a year because he keeps dosing himself and forgetting that he dosed himself, and so he's losing time. Oh, it's one of the silliest, funniest ideas ever. But when I think about like a bottled nostalgia, it's played for laughs. It's a comedy. Like Arrested Development is it's a absurdist, wonderful show in so many ways. Crane likes it. Yeah, it's pretty dark humor sometimes. Anyway, I imagine bottled nostalgia could have a similar, obviously not like forgetful effect, but I feel like that would be sort of crippling to some folks. What are you doing? You have to be the star? It's not enough. Dad, it's not enough. Bottled attention starved cat. Yeah, like if you were nostalgic for more and more things, right? Like, could you chill out, dude? I would recommend Arrested Development. It's a lot of fun. Probably not great inspiration for D&D, but good stuff. Bottled exhilaration. But yeah, nostalgia works. We can do bottled nostalgia. There was also a really cool, like, one of the better episodes of I think like the third or fourth season of Westworld had a really neat drug episode, which sounds like funny. It's like, okay, I'm sharing all sorts of wonderful things I've picked up from media. Whatever season it was that had Aaron Paul in it. And they did a whole episode. I wish they'd done more with it because it was a really interesting idea, but it was a drug that had an effect of making the user feel like they were in like, I think it was even called like genre or something like that. And so the way that it plays out is you think that you're in these different types of movies. It's really, really interesting. Just again, playing with like what are futuristic, what are strange, and I guess that's kind of where we're going with this, right? It's like what are the strange effects that we could achieve in a fantasy world where it doesn't have to make sense, it doesn't have to actually exist. Okay, that yeah. Going faster than it's bottled. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that. Something that affects your... How can we affect a disposition towards someone that isn't like a love potion? Could it be like a protection, or like a, it'd be more like a treating someone as like your father figure, or it's a fun challenge. Toleration potion. It's bottled patience. Can you bottle patience? Can you bottle silence? Pretty much can. That's a factor. Can you bottle boring? Can you how about, I like that one actually. Let's bottled boredom. My kids have access to that. They take it all the time. Patience, tolerance, probably in this context, yeah. Tolerance is the fancier word. Bottled dragon's tear. Bottled. Could we bottle the essence of a dragon? Bottled bottled dragon's breath, dragon fear. Ooh, what if we could bottle a dragon's greed? Hey, Orange. Bottled death. I do like. How about bottled sleep of death? That way we have like a, you know, maybe it's like a simulated death. Depending on how we choose to interpret it. Bottled bravery. Bottled quest marker, or bottled fourth wall break. Bottled sense of direction. If there's a fear condition, there should be a way to give bravery. That's true. We could, I mean, these are, we might be able to add, can I fit 2 more? Hey, what's up, Rex? Yeah, we'll just have 10 creeping off the bottom. That's okay. These are fun. Just making a D10 list. I'm good. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any words I want to add to bravery. I don't think there is. I wonder if there's like we could have like a bottle of like plot momentum. How about bottled signposting? What's the tip of the hat? Yeah, like plot armor. How could we lampshade that idea? Because I actually really love it. Like, I love if there was a way that it's like, you guys only get this one bottle of impeccable sense of direction. Maybe that's it. Bottle of hope. Bottle of true navigation. Absurd luck. Maybe like otherworldly sight. I like this idea too much. Bottled true direction works for me, even though it sounds like a boy band. Okay, and then creeping towards the bottom here. Believe it or not, we've bottled music. Bottled. How about we say we've bottled Song of the Soul? I don't know what that means, but I like the sound of it. All right. Hey, what's up, dwarf? So the traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled craziness. Be careful. Drink too much and you'll blank. Now, the best thing we can do for this list is something similar that we did for the first list. So we want to completely forget that the first list exists. It doesn't matter. The first list on the left, put it out of your mind. Because we actually don't want things to line up super well. So in a similar way that we just thought of a bunch of twists on emotion, twists on status conditions that are not standard, kind of like potions of condition change or whatever they happen to be. Those are all unique things. What are similar sorts of, like, I guess you could say bad status conditions? What are harmful things that could happen as a result of drinking too much of this potion? So you could explode, you could catch on fire, you could be flung into the void, you could become king, you could be sent to the abyss, which is right next to the void. You got to be careful, aim true. Could lose your memory. Or drink too much and you'll gain others' memories. Morph into a kobold. Drink too much and you'll transform. Transform into what, though? Morph into a kobold? Not bad. Traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled scratched itch. It's bottled nostalgia. It's bottled exhilaration. Be careful, though. Drink too much and you'll gain another's memories. Tropes and plot armor, you'll be struck with amnesia. Yep. That's a good trope. Plasmoid? I can't picture that. What's a plasmoid? What should I be thinking of? Drink too much? Like in Willy Wonka, you'll float off. You'll float away. Drink too much fizzy lifting drink. Now the ceiling has to be buffed and waxed. Hey, Data, thanks for the gifted sub. And congrats to Sai Baja Blast. Oh, your pets will learn to speak. So now we're talking about incessant, unending speak with animals. Drink too much and you'll have to speak to animals. And you'll only speak to animals. I don't know. Now I'm just taking these like normal concepts and reversing them. But that's okay. If Crane could speak, yeah. I've heard toddlers talk before. I know about what that would be. That's what I feel like I'd be hearing most of the time. Hey, runner. What if you could lose coordination? Oh, Yolanda becomes stretchy like gum. So you'll like lose your bones, turn to jelly. I do like turn to jelly. Yeah, let's do turn to jelly. Whatever the heck that means. Lose the ability to perceive light. Is that like, like go blind? No oxygen. You know, drink too much. I think you could grow gills. Let's grow gills. Some see that as a positive. Not everybody would. They can be unsightly, depending on your complexion, I've heard. Traveling merchant held up a potion, believe it or not. It's bottled boredom. It's bottled tolerance. Or dragon's greed. But be careful, drink too much, and you'll gain others' memories. You'll float away. You'll only speak to animals. You'll turn to jelly. You'll grow gills. It kind of feels like going blind, or you know, it could be sort of like a bat-like thing. You just prefer the dark. Shrink by 2 feet. That's always a good call. What if you just drink too much and you'll be well known? Like, I could imagine it would really throw a wrench in a lot of my party. Like, some players, some characters, but it's like, imagine if you just became very popular, world renowned, known everywhere. Year-long hiccups, incontinent. Now we're getting to the good ideas, guys. We had to dig deep. We had to do this for like 6 months. We made it. I think the word I'm looking for is infamous. Traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled Song of the Soul. It's bottled bravery. Bottled true direction. But be careful. Drink too much. Gain other memories. Float away. Speak to animals. Turn to jelly. Grow gills. Be infamous. It's got to, you know, something like lose your way. Be distracted. Be forgetful. You know, being how about like, well, maybe that's kind of be infamous depending on the take. I was gonna say like you'll be guilty. Like, what did you do? Run fat. Like, yeah. Turn evil. World upside down. No, I mean, these are all good. Let me see if I can combine them. Run so fast, you'll turn the world evil. if you drink too much of this potion, yeah, it was crazy. We bottled it up. Nobody thought we could do it. We did it. And at the end of the day, it's very, very dangerous because if you drink too much, let's just say you'll see stars. It's up to you to figure out what that means. Thirst for blood. Why do I imagine, why would it just be fun that, like, as a consequence of drinking too much of said potion, you are teleported to the highest reaches of a faraway tower? Why not? Ah, wow. We made it. We got there. There we got, well, we got somewhere. Let's see. Let's see where we got. Let's roll these. Let's roll these suckers. Double twos. Traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled nostalgia. But be careful. Drink too much, and you'll float away. Turns out that air, this actually fits really well with my extended, like, elemental lore that I want to dig into. My little side project. So far on the side, it's like 10 side projects deep. But what if air? What if the idea that dreams and clouds and this sort of, like, what do you call it? Even like the afterlife, even all these things. What if they're connected for a reason? What if air does have some sort of connection to these sort of good feelings, happy thoughts, nostalgia, and that is sort of how this is concocted, but you have to be careful because you have too much of it. And I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to catch somebody that's literally floating up into the sky. Just take these doses of nostalgia carefully. Measured doses. You don't want to overdo it in nostalgia. Not only will you drift away, but you'll have just a hell of a time reflecting on all the things you miss in life as you do. I mean, you don't want that. Okay. Twos again. How about this time? A 6 and a 1. Traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled dragon's greed. Be careful, drink too much, and you'll gain others' memories. I mean, that is an intense form of greed, right? Or it could be tied to the type of dragon whose blood was used to make this particular potion. At a certain point, your desire for wanting is going to extend beyond the material. And you'll want what they have that only they can have. And you might find yourself with a collection of thoughts that are not your own. And the potioner says, and that's usually when we just push people off a cliff or something. We gotta, you know, that's when the testing went awry. But we could see what happens if you keep drinking, sure. Nobody's ever tried that before. Traveling merchant held up a potion, believe it or not. It's bottled tolerance. Be careful though, drink too much and you'll grow gills. You know, it's funny that people are always worried about, you know, the sea, the merfolk rising up, you know, attacking the land. They're actually quite hospitable. They're very tolerant and understanding. They share, you know, I guess from their perspective, they share the land with us, even though that's not how people on the land would think. But yeah, this potion, you overdo it, you'll become just so welcoming, so tolerant, that you may actually begin to look like those. I kind of like this idea that, like, it's a fun idea that, like, you could, it's like the essence of a society or the essence of a creature distilled down. It's like, yeah, just have like a touch of it, because otherwise this tincture is going to push you over the edge and you might start to change. The bottom of a pool, definitely. I mean, being in water at all is way more peaceful than being up here in the stinky old air. What's it ever done for us lately? The traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled boredom. Be careful, though. Drink too much, and you'll see stars. What do you think, Crane? You'll see stars. I mean, some of these are fitting almost too well. Bottled boredom is like bottled, like, transcendental meditation. It's like, yeah, no, you may actually like astral project. You may be in such a state of peace that that off you go, and seeing the stars, you may be traveling to the stars. Is it food? I don't think it's food. I think you've got food. Here. Should we check? Okay, let's check on your food. Let's see. Oh, your paw's in my pocket. You're stuck. You're stuck in my pocket. All right. Hold on a second. Yeah, let's get this cat some gills. That's what I say. Yeah, I guess it wasn't food, huh? Or maybe now he's just thanking me for it. I think his brother does like to eat his food, but what are you gonna do? They're cats. You just deal. Where were we? 4 and 7 sea stars, transcendental meditation. Yeah, got it. 1 and 6. Traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled scratched itch. Be careful though, drink too much and you'll be infamous. Infamous. Yeesh. What comes of too much of a good thing, I guess, huh? What if it's contagious? Right? What if the feeling of, and to be clear, this idea of a bottled potion of scratched itch is the feeling that you get when you know, finally can scratch that spot on your back you couldn't reach or whatever, right? You're doing the bear on the tree scratching its back. But what if you have too much of it and it affects those around you as well? And so you're infamous. You'd become infamous. You become famous because, well, people would just follow you around. That would be an uncontrollable, I guess, substance. 1 and 2. What numbers can we hit? 3, 4, 3, 4, 8. All low numbers. All bad numbers. I mean, they're not bad numbers. They could be better. 3's good. 7's good. Traveling merchant holds a potion. Believe it or not, it is bottled sleep of death. Be careful though. Drink too much and you'll only speak to animals. Wow, interesting. So we've bottled the sleep of death. Well, what does that mean? Probably doesn't mean actual death. Probably means a very long rest. Probably means, ooh. What if we interpret sleep of death in this context to be like a hibernation? And this would be poisonous. This would be like you could potentially use it to like store up, like maybe you could sort of, it's like a buff for like more of a long rest, but too much of it and maybe you just turn into a bear. Maybe you're just literally a hibernated creature at that point. Or it's like a were transformation of some sort. That could be kind of neat. It's like, where did you think this long rest potion came from? Both of these are garbage. When I re-roll, it's just because I'm trying to get numbers we haven't already hit. Oops. 3 is good. 2 is not. I really just need a 4 or an 8. Hooray. Traveling merchant held up a potion. Believe it or not, it's bottled exhilaration. But be careful. Drink too much, and you'll be teleported to that tower in the distance. Okay. I mean, this is a wizard's prank. This is like some sort of wizard like game show or something like that. Like, yep, this is about, you need the feeling of exhilaration to be able to help you through some sort of competition, some sort of dangerous. But if you overdo it, you've got to answer to the wizard. It could be a safety feature. Definitely. And then 4 is locked in. And 9. Awesome. Believe it or not, it's bottled true direction. But drink too much, and you'll turn to jelly. I mean, how is that's if that's not a safety feature that the dungeon master puts in place for the bottle of true direction. It's like, oh yeah, you can have it. Here you go. If you guys are ever unclear about exactly where to go, you're really totally lost about what the next thing to do is, bottle of true direction will get you there. Now, if you drink too much of it, I'm going to turn you to jelly. That it's not me, it's just what the potion does. It turns you into a pile of goo. And then you don't have to worry about going on any quests. Every gelatinous cube in my world was an adventurer who just couldn't figure out where to go next. Sorry, be more decisive. Take better notes. I don't know what to tell you. Plasmoid did happen. It did. It did. Okay. I'm going to switch gears now and try to paint something. So we'll see you guys in a minute. I'll be on the next. This stream should automatically redirect over. You guys know the drill. Back in a minute.